All right, so happy Wednesday. It's the 17th of August, right? Yeah. So I'm Dr. Jackie, the PA. Welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you're on my channel, I welcome you. I hope you find something that you like, something where you're like, I'm going to subscribe and everything. And if this is not your first time and you are a returning viewer, I say this every single time because I mean it like from the depth of my soul and all of that. You are the real MVP because you did not even have to come here and look. You're here and I welcome you. So if you watched my last video, you heard me say that I have typical days for work. And at the beginning of the month, I plan to go live on Facebook to talk about all the things that that you don't learn about becoming a PA or PA school, PA life from social media, okay? I went to PA school, a long time, well, before social media was really popping like it is now where everybody's posting everything. And I was like, this is just not real life. I think people are being so false hope and false dreams of what the process of applying to PA school, working as a PA is really like. And then they get here and they're stressed out and then all disappointed because they listen to social media. Anyhow, I was supposed to make this as a live video, and because my typical schedule with work, I have to come out to New York and then I'll be flying back home during the time I'm supposed to be doing my live. So y'all gonna get this as a YouTube video. It'll be probably a little bit edited as far as, if I mess up too much. And then you can ask questions in the comments and hopefully I'll get to a live. See, this is why I can't be planning my life 2 weeks ahead because I don't know where I'm going to be. But anyhow, so the whole point of making this video was I want people to understand that being a physician assistant, physician associate, whatever we're going by nowadays, being a PA is a very rewarding career. You can make a great living, but I don't know what kind of rose-colored glasses people are trying to sell this to you, like this career to you with. I don't get it. And then you talk to people and they're like breaking down and you're like, but this is normal. This is normally how it is. So I have, again, a list because sometimes y'all know I'll be tangential and I'll be like squirrel and I'll be like, wait a minute, we're not talking about that, and I go somewhere else. So this is to keep me on track. And if I think of things in between, we'll add that in. So first, you need to know that being a PA or becoming a PA or going through PA school is not about just cute figs, metalita scrubs, aesthetically pleasing and gorgeous social media posts. It's not about that. It's not, okay? This is about saving people's lives and trying to keep your life in a line at the same time, okay? So these are in no particular order, but I want to talk about each point and then elaborate a little bit and like tell y'all what I've been seeing because we know. Anyhow, so getting into school is not only competitive, it's expensive. It is expensive to not even be guaranteed a spot. Just to apply to PA school is expensive. So you gotta plan. You gotta plan ahead. You can't just I think I've said this in some videos before. You can't just wake up one day, but I'm going to apply to PA school, and then that's what it is. Maybe there's one person out of however many that will happen for, but let's be for real. That's not most people because you have to get your patient care experience. So you out here working as a CNA or something like that, med tech, phlebotomist, whatever it is, paramedic. Then you got to make sure you have all the required courses for the class. But I mean, it's competitive. If you have been in the process or gone through the process, everybody is smart. Everybody has good grades. Everybody has a connect almost. So it's expensive. I think it's $179 for the first application, and then it's $55 for each application, and then you have to, your odds of getting in are better if you apply to more schools. So you got to apply to at least 7 schools, and if you do get any requests for interviews, you may have to travel to the actual interview. So there's that cost. You need to have a cute outfit or 2. It's a process. So get your coins together, plan the money part out, because you can apply and want to get in all you want to, but you need to have money to apply, which I also think is a barrier to keep certain people out, certain demographics, poor people, That's neither here nor there. But that also leads into like why most people have to take out financial aid. I think like the average cost of school is going to be like $100,000. And if you got it, you got it. I'm gonna let you know who didn't have it, me, and I'm gonna let you know who took out student loans, me, and I'm gonna let you know who still has student loans, me, because I want them to be cancel them student loans. Okay, that was not part of this, but anyhow. It's expensive. And if you come from a disadvantaged background, you grew up in poverty, and you're trying to navigate this world, it's an expensive process. See, if I make my check marks, I'll know which parts I hit. You'll also be a poor college student once you do get into PA school, because unless you are rich, you're living off of student loans, you're not really going to be able to work. It's not recommended. Are there people who do it? Absolutely. Are there people who have no choice? Yep. And that's what they do. But most people do not. I did not work. I mean, I let my credit go bad. I just paid the necessities, like I'm gonna pay my car notes, my house, make sure my kids fed, electric bill, and some of those credit cards can go to collections. And that's, that happened some years ago, but sometimes you gotta make that sacrifice to get where you're going. Short-term pain for long-term gain. You can always fix your credit. But you will be poor. Let's see. Most people apply more than once to get into PA school. Not only is it expensive, it's competitive, and there's only so many slots, and you get way more students applying for each seat. So do not give up hope because you didn't get in the first try. The first try is not majority of people's story, and that's cool for the people who didn't. Like I am somebody who applied in one school one time and got in, but that's not everybody's story. Okay, and it's like unique. Okay. PA school can negatively impact your relationships. I do remember the first day going to orientation, and we basically were saying, do not have like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, do not start a relationship, do not try and get married during PA school. And I saw some of that. You spend a lot of time studying. You don't have time to really be affectionate to somebody. You're like, ooh, you need empathy, but I have 3 tests this week and 2 quizzes and a paper due. So you're going to have to like suck it up. And, so you probably, it will affect your relationships unless you are in a relationship with another PA student or a medical school student or somebody who understands what goes into this. So somebody's love language is quality time. Probably won't work. But, let's back up, because I was also like, at the time when I went to PA school, I was married, I was a mom, so I had to do my mom stuff. So you can't neglect your kids. So I didn't neglect my kids, but I'm pretty sure they didn't get like the A+ mom. They probably got like the B- B mom during my PA school times. But listen, all my kids survived. They're living a life now. You may not get along with some of your classmates, and that's okay. We have to remember that we are not meant to make friends and get really close with every single body that we go to school with or even work with. So if you learn it now and you learn it about school, you'll translate it into work. Everybody don't need to know your business. You would think like, oh my gosh, we are in the same position. You can empathize with me. You're a good support system. That's not always the case. Sometimes there's people there's people who are jealous of you because you ain't looking like what they looking like. They may not like your personality. I mean, there's definitely people when I went to PA school that I did not miss when we came back from like for our end of rotation exams, etc. There's people I did not have to see again and I was okay with, but that'll save you a lot of heartbreak and frustration. I wrote on here the time commitment. It's a big thing. I think people don't really realize, because I don't see anybody really talking about on Instagram when they making their little posts about school and they're studying, how much time actually goes into studying. Like I remember being in school Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I would go in at least an hour and a half earlier to study, stay an hour later to study. Then I'm studying for block times on the weekends, depending on how well you grasp the material. It's a lot of time commitment, and it's a short amount of time. You got to think about the amount of information that you have to intake and be able to like regurgitate or apply or know of. That is a lot. So it's a big time commitment. So you have to be really sure, really ready when you're trying to get into PA school. And I think it's kind of a model somewhat to working in medicine. We don't have like a hard start and hard stop for most jobs. And that can also be difficult with relationships. If somebody they think you work 8 to 5 and then at 5 o'clock you're automatically done. It depends, if a patient walks in or if there's an emergency that goes on. I think when you work in healthcare, you have to be flexible and open and adaptable because life changes, schedule changes, all that jazz. So when you're actually in school, PA school professors, in my opinion, they want to see you succeed because they want to have low, I forget the word right now, whatever, when they drop out. So you want to have a high attrition rate. I don't know the word right now, but basically you want to keep all the students that you actually admit. You want to see them through the program. And they want you to do well. They want you to be able to pass the exams because that'll translate into you passing your PANs, and all of that stuff matters. So use your professors as a resource. They're not out to get you. Now, remember, this is not all inclusive. There's always going to possibly be somebody who just doesn't like you, who doesn't. And we gotta be smarter and negotiate, not negotiate, but I guess navigate the system around that. Some people, you may have to walk a little bit on eggshells. It's not ideal, but take the appropriate measures. Report people. They can be reported. But overall, your professors generally want to see you succeed. Oh, I had down that sometimes it'll feel like you're studying for a test all the time, and that's true. People want to know, is that normal? Yes, it is normal to have 3 exams in a week, 2 quizzes, and a paper due. And my advice to people who are in PA school and they're trying to figure this out, listen, this is, you got to prioritize which exam matters the most. I definitely had some where I'm I think I know most information. I can at least wing that one. But I'm gonna study for this med-surg test that has cardiology on it because that's a big part of your board. So sometimes you just gotta chop it up and decide which takes precedence and plan ahead. So have your syllabus kind of in your mind all the time or in front of you so that you can know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to get done. And I think just you'll make it. Because I'm sitting here thinking I'm having little flashbacks of dang, I really used to study for all those exams one time. But you make it. And you also got to realize your goal ain't to get an A. Your goal is to make sure you have the information stored in your memory, because that's what matters. And it's all preparing you for PANS. The more questions you do, the better you will be at answering the questions, the faster you can get through your exam. You need to know that. Make sure your mental health is handled by that. If you need to be on medication for anxiety, depression, make sure you're taking that stuff. Make sure you're talking to a therapist if necessary. The PA school is so stressful, and it will bring out or kind of exacerbate your deep-seated mental health issues, I guess is the best way I'll put it. So you want to make sure that's under control because it can be overwhelming and overtake you. So take care of your mental health. Make sure you're doing some exercise. Make sure you have some time that's just slotted for you. It may seem oh my gosh, I need every hour, every minute, every second to be studying. No, you need some time to yourself, 30 minutes to an hour a day, where you were just doing something that you want that has absolutely nothing to do with school. Short-term pain for long-term gain. I think I mentioned that before. You really learn how to be a PA after you graduate PA school. I think that being in PA school just gets you through. You learn how to study. You learn how to take the tests. You learn how to navigate the PANS. You learn things. So I'm not saying that you don't. You learn so many things in a small amount of time, but to actually be a practicing functioning PA, that's not really taught in school. That's more so taught when you are, a new grad. And I think it's also important to know that when you're out working in the real world, you're not necessarily going to have these. I don't know who told y'all you're going to have these super, super high 6-figure salaries. As a new grad with no experience, people may luck up, but that's not the norm. So stop listening to social media trying to tell you what people getting paid, because you'll be out here without a job and they'll move on to the next person. Also, being a PA is work. It's not glamorous. Oh my gosh, I woke up, got a latte, and that. No, I hate when I see like those little scripted videos and it's all cute. Like, this is how I got ready. Nobody gets ready like that. And I guess maybe I'm saying that because I know I don't get ready like that. I got kids, and real people need to see real stuff. So it's not all rainbows and unicorns. You'll have some good days. You'll have some bad days. You'll have some physicians that you work with or other team members that you work with that will get on your last damn nerves. You'll have patients who will blatantly disrespect you, and you got to always pull it back and remember your why. Why did you get into this field? Why did you want to become a PA? Why did you want to work in medicine? I think so many times we miss sending that type of messaging out to people. Like, there's going to be some hard days. There's going to be some days you're going to be sitting here reevaluating your entire life. Like, what was I thinking doing this? Like, why do I want to do this anymore? No, I should quit. You know, like, that is real. There'll be times when you have a badass job and you're like, wow, I really need to quit. I need to quit. I've only been here for 4 months. And guess what you do? You figure out a way to quit. I just think that we have to be careful with what we are consuming on the social media. Talk to people and get some real answers as to, like, what is a real day in your life like? What has been your favorite thing about being a PA? What's the worst thing about being a PA? And things are going to vary depending on state, depending on practice, specialty, setting, all that. But yeah, so basically, I wanted to make this video live, but I'll be on an airplane and you can't go live on an airplane. So hopefully this will be okay for y'all. And if you really, really, really want me to do a live on my Facebook, y'all can let me know. I'm trying to also minimize the amount of time I'm on Facebook and stuff. So we'll see. Anyhow, I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Was this helpful? Did I keep it real enough? Do you need me to keep it even more real with you? Because I will. Okay? But all right. Have a good day. Bye.